Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Yay!
Hey everybody, it's Michael Colomb with Mimosas with Michael, and I have a really cool guest this week. Well, he goes by 3 names. It's Robert Palmer Watkins, but we're just going to call him Rob for short. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing really good. Just keeping busy, doing podcasts, making things happen.
In these crazy apocalyptic times that we're having.
Bro, did you ever think you would live through a global pandemic?
No, I mean, it's been the weirdest. It's very, very strange, especially here in LA with the fires. And I mean, I don't know if you drove around like Hollywood last week or near where the fires were, but where do you live?
I live up in the valley, so I'm like in the Encino area.
Was the sky really yellow and orange last week or 2 weeks ago? Whenever
it was really like, yeah, we could barely breathe, and there's ash all over the car. And then like when the sun was setting, it made like a really crazy sunset, but like you could stare at the sun and not even be bothered by it because there's so much smoke.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
It was insane. Driving around Hollywood right now is nuts because, you know, most of the stores are closed. Well, not most, but a lot of them still.
Yeah.
The ones that are open have boards all over the windows from the protesting. There are like camps of homeless communities now. Whereas like there's always been, you know, homeless people in Hollywood, and I try to respect them, and I feel for them, but it's just, I feel like it's gotten so bad.
It's more prevalent, I think, because there's less people out.
Right. And there's like there's tent cities forming like on the sidewalks and
everywhere.
And then the sky was orange. Like I was like driving around like, am I in a video game right now? This is like so crazy.
So the first week of the pandemic, I remember I want to say the second week of March, I think. It was fairly early in the year. Yeah. And that same week it was so cold because we were just coming out of winter into spring. But I remember we had a full moon that week, and I think it was Friday the 13th. Like, so the first week, I remember just like sitting there going, we're literally in the apocalypse. Like, it was so crazy to think that, like, as somebody who writes, I write a lot of horror. I mean, I don't do horrors mostly, but it's specifically. And like, I was like, this is like something I would write, never something I would actually live in. Right. So it was just like.
Oh, yeah, totally. So you've got a lot of inspiration right now for some cool scripts that you're going to cast me in, right?
Yeah, of course. Dude, of course, without a doubt.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, would you ever have you ever done a horror movie?
I have. Okay. My first, like, I don't want to say big because it didn't exactly do amazing because just the script issues, and there were a lot of issues with the movie, but the experience was amazing. It was called Safari. It was a found footage movie. We shot it in South Africa, so they flew me to South Africa. I was there for 6 weeks. The experience was amazing, but basically it was about a group of American tourists that go out on a safari. We get stuck out there. We get eaten by lions and whatever. And so, you know, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite work that I've done, but the experience was really good.
I mean, South Africa, that's awesome, man.
Just anytime you get to travel with our crazy business, you know, you spend a lot of time as a broke actor. So when you book something and then you also get to go on a vacation too.
Yeah, which you couldn't afford anyways.
Which you typically afford, or leave town because you got auditions and shit. You know, that's always cool to travel. So yeah, that was my first like feature film. And it was a horror movie, obviously. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm a huge horror fan. I'm a huge horror fan.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge horror. Yeah, me too. It's my favorite genre.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because when people meet me, like I'm so nice and chill and down to earth, and like I'm always so proper. And then they meet me and they're like, "You love horror?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love horror. Like it's my favorite genre."
Well, I think that's what's weird about it as humans, right? Like you wouldn't expect, just like these comedians who are like the funniest people you've ever met, and then you find out how dark and depressed they are, and it's like, what? Like,
I would have never thought that.
Right. Like, it's crazy. Robin Williams and Jim Carrey, I mean, two of the funniest, most entertaining guys.
I think comedy is kind of like the opposite of like comedy and tragedy. I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Probably. Totally. So maybe that's why we do so good at horror, because we're both light against the darkness. I'm going with that. I'm going to go with that. So you have a bunch of cool stuff happening. I mean, every time I talk to you, it's just like, you're like, yeah, let's do the show. I can't do the show. Something's happening. So
yes.
What's happening? Tell us.
You have been so patient with me. I've rescheduled on Michael for, I don't even know how many, 4 times.
But look, I get it in our industry. Like I'll spend a week setting up interviews and then I'll book a job. And I'm like, hey, everybody, I have to like push it back a week. So like, it's just part of our industry. Look, to me, the podcast is something fun and I get to meet really cool people and then introduce them to the world. So it's a fun thing, but I love being on set. That's my favorite thing.
Oh yeah. No,
next to writing.
And the cool thing about podcasts is you can do it, in a pandemic from home, and we're social distancing. And
I know. In fact, I've been doing this so often. I have to have like a little podcast corner. I'm gonna have to start building like art or something here on the wall eventually.
Oh yeah. Get a little bar in the corner,
Yeah, I have this I have a little picture right now, but eventually I'm gonna.
See that. You got a little ambiance there. All
right. I get these pictures. This is Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, nice.
This is like a dark version of The Wizard of Oz.
All right. Okay.
I get this artwork when I go to conventions, and then this is like a lamp that's on a pole, and it's because I like horror. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, a little Freddy action.
Yeah. No, that's Jason.
Or not Freddy, Jason.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah. No, I know it's a little hard to see because this you turn on in the dark, and so it lights up.
Cool.
I have all my little horror knickknacks in my corner. No, bro, I love horror.
When is the next horror convention? Probably guess around Halloween, but maybe not now because of Corona, right?
Yeah, all of the conventions I go to, man, have been like postponed until next year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I am going to an escape room in a couple of days. There's like there's a horror themed escape room down in Orange County that my friends and I are going to, and you can go in a very small group, so it can be safe.
That's cool.
And you have to wear a mask the entire time, so I can go and be safe and still do something that feels horror-y.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure those will be popular this year because I would think that the haunted trails and stuff will be a little more shut down. So the escape room option, crazy.
Yeah.
But let me know how that goes. I've always wanted to try one of those, so let me know how that goes. I didn't know if they were open or not. But
escape rooms are amazing. I did one on my birthday earlier this year, but this was my first horror one, so I'm a little excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you have stuff coming up. We got sidetracked. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. So this week, I'm actually going into production. We're starting to film this series that we've been writing, as artists in this pandemic in Hollywood, the auditions, as you know, like everything's set, production, everything's been kind of slow or shut down. So it's really been a good, as crazy as we've all been going, being quarantined, it's been a good time to really develop and work on independent projects and stuff that
without a doubt
all the big studios and stuff are shut down. So stuff like your podcast and this series that I wrote with some of my good acting friends and writer buddies, it's called Tub Life. And we did like a little sketch kind of about with the same storyline about a year and a half ago, and people really liked it. So we've always talked about turning it into maybe 5 or 6 short episodes and do like a web series type thing with it. So we finally did it, and we've revamped it and rewritten it, and we've spent months and months and months trying to get it right. And we're finally at a point where we're ready to start filming. So we're actually going into filming that starting this coming Saturday.
That's exciting.
Yeah, man, it's cool because it's the first thing that I've really been a part of from ground zero. Although I'm not one of the main writers on it, we've all been a part of every aspect of it, and I feel it's kind of like our baby.
Yeah, there's something kind of exciting of like when you book a job, or then but when you create your own project.
Yeah,
It's like just the passion that goes behind it. It takes you put so much I think of yourself and your soul into that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So it's really exciting, man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, and it's a comedy. It's fun. I'm doing it with my friends. We've got a couple other actors that y'all, my followers will probably recognize. My buddy Robert Adamson is actually directing it. Know him from the soap world. When I was on General Hospital, he was on Young and the Restless.
Awesome.
So yeah, we've got some fun people in it as well.
Dude, good.
And then I got let's see what else. I've got I've got about 6 original songs done with my music career stuff.
How exciting.
But I've got 2 singles that are really pretty much there and ready to be released.
Okay.
I feel really confident about them, so I'm gonna I've got different investors and talking to people from Spotify, and I really want to do a cool release for those and do music videos for those. So within the next few months, I'm going to be filming those music videos, and then I've got a film that I'm going to be working on. I'm just spewing, so just shut me up whenever you're ready.
No, please. It's great because you have a lot going on. That's why I wanted you on the show. Now's your chance to talk about it. Nonstop, go.
I'm in a movie coming up called 6 Feet, filming that for about a week, coming up at the end of October.
Okay.
And I play like a white boy rapper, so I get to do a little bit of, not that I'm personally a rapper, Robert, but I am musical, and I've got music stuff coming up, so it's kind of cool that I'm playing a guy who's in the music world. And
are you still gonna be like Jamie Kennedy from like that when you played that Malibu rapper guy?
Yeah. He's a little more serious than that, but not much. It's still a comedic role. What else?
That's funny.
Green Valley, which is a pilot I shot a couple years ago, actually. Okay. And I'm the lead in that. It's all about the cannabis world, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
It got picked up by a network that was going to be all about the cannabis industry. Well, that network got put on hold because of financial reasons. So now the pilot was basically released back to the producer, and he contacted me to help him recut it and re-edit it so we can release it on another platform. So I got another Green Valley is going to be coming too. And then finally, last but definitely not least, November, we finally got a release date for my action movie, Last 3 Days, which I'm the lead in that.
Oh, nice.
I shot that right when I got off General Hospital. You know how long post can take sometimes. It finally got. Yeah, it got.
Some movies I worked on like 3 or 4 years ago that I'm just now starting to see. So yeah,
it's crazy. It's and then Green Valley, the pilot I did, that was 2.5 years ago. So it feels like all the projects that I've done since I got off the soap opera, they're all kind of finally going to be coming out this year. So
that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, because it's nice to have that because, like you said, everybody's been sitting at home doing nothing. I mean, not doing nothing, but like we've all been like reassessing things, and you're sitting there going, okay, well, I can finish my stuff. So when everything started to look bleak, now we're into the second half of 2020, and it's like things are starting to like progress now. It's nice to look back and go, oh damn, like even during this pandemic, I was still able to have all these things accomplished.
Right.
And set forth. So it must be a good feeling.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, it's, this business, it's like hurry up and wait. And then you book something, or you get your project greenlit and you do it. And then you're so excited for it to come out. And sometimes most of the time it takes a year or 2 or 3 years for it to come out. So it's going to be, knock on wood, I think 2021 is going to be a way more exciting year than I thought 2020 was going to be the year where all this stuff was going to.
I think everybody thought that, yeah.
2021's looking good. So, I mean, we can only go up, I feel like, from here, hopefully.
Yeah,
but I
100% agree with that. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, can it get worse? I don't know, unless we have like asteroids or something. I can't imagine. I think from this point, it's going to only get better.
Yeah, I guess we don't want to speak too soon because I did, some asteroid. But honestly, nothing would shock me at this point. Like, I don't. Like, whatever comes on the news, they could tell me, a dragon's coming through the clouds, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, I was with my friend the other night. We're at a bar outside being socially distanced, and I said, man, if Godzilla walked right down the street right now, I'd be like, yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I probably wouldn't even take my cell phone. I'm like, yeah.
Did you watch the debates last night?
Partly. I already know who I'm going to vote for, so I didn't need that to sway me. And then it's like, I'm not a big Trump supporter. So I'm just sitting there watching him, and I just get so frustrated because it's like, I just want our president to be able to say a sentence. Like, I just want, it's disheartening because like I have friends, like you said, you've traveled to other countries to film. And so I've traveled to other countries to film, and you make friends around the world.
Right.
And they're just like, hey, so what's up with your president? And you're like, I don't know. Like, it's like, I'm supposed to have the answer. So I just get frustrated with that.
I know. And we don't have to go on a whole political thing, but I will say, like, watch it just for the sheer sake of entertainment. And I mean, it's terrifying. It's ridiculous. I did watch it for a while, and I was just like, It's a lot. It's just crazy, man. I don't even know. It's like a train wreck. I couldn't turn it off, but I really.
You actually watched the whole thing?
I did.
Okay. Well, by the time this thing airs, though, it's going to be probably in a couple of weeks. So we've already have gone. Well, by this time we'll probably have gone through the VIP debate too.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah, true.
It'll be interesting to see where we are by the time this show airs.
Yeah.
So, so you have so I don't even know what to ask. You have so much going on. It's like we could pick and choose. But, what as things progress, please let me know, and I'll post them on the social sites and stuff, so we can draw the audience to you.
Yeah, man.
That's so exciting. Of all the things I knew about you, I had no idea that you were musically inclined. This is the first I've heard of that.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. So I started doing kind of like short covers on social media when I was on. I missed one of the cool ones too. I'm in the new Walking Dead that's coming out in the fall.
Wait, which one? What new?
It's Walking Dead World Beyond.
I love that you're like, oh, and by the way.
I know. That's so crazy, because that's like one of the most. I'm so excited about that one.
That's really exciting. I had no idea they had to walk it. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah. It's the third. It's like, so they've got Walking Dead, they've got Fear the Walking Dead, and then they've got Walking Dead World Beyond, which is the second spinoff. So the third Walking Dead show. And
it's from the main Walking Dead.
Yeah. Same producers. It's gonna be on AMC. It was actually supposed to air back in the spring. That's probably why I missed it when I was doing the lineup for what's coming out. But it was supposed to come out in the spring, and they pushed it because of Corona. So now it's coming out at some point in the fall. I did several episodes, but I think they cut me down. The story kept changing and changing and changing. So I think I'm only in one episode now. But
potential for more.
We're hoping that there's potential for more. Not to say too much, but where were we going before that though? I totally
musical career.
So
you do covers and stuff.
Yeah. So when I was on General Hospital, I started doing covers and building my social media, and I finally was on a show. I had a consistent acting job, so I had a little more time to kind of like explore some of my other interests and hobbies. And I've always loved music, but I always kind of was like, well, I need to like kind of pick one, because they're both the music business and becoming an actor are both like impossible things to try to do. So I was like, let me really focus on one. So once I had an acting job for several years, and I could only do but so much other acting work contractually,
Yeah, of course.
I was like, well, let me get creative in my other areas. So I really started getting more involved in music and doing covers with my friends and posting them on social media. And the response was amazing, and I started building a little bit of a platform and fan base with my music stuff. And if anybody listening wants to go onto my Instagram, you can scroll down and you'll see several covers I did recently of other artists' songs, but I redid them.
I follow you on Instagram. I don't even know that.
Oh yeah,
I'm embarrassed.
No, that's okay. I gotta make sure I'm following you. I know, because we talk on Facebook, I think, right?
We probably talk on Facebook. Yes, I don't think we talk on Instagram. Oh, that might be Troy then. I think we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many different platforms.
There's too many platforms now, but we'll make sure we got to follow each other on Instagram too. I might already be, but I don't know. Anyway, so started doing that. Started building a little bit of a name for myself, doing music stuff, and then General Hospital actually, kind of caught on to it, and they let me perform on the show a couple times with music stuff, which was really cool. And then man, I just got really, really lucky. When I got off the show, I happened to meet a new buddy, Brendan Martin. He goes by B Martin. He's a really talented rapper producer from New York, and he's developing artists. And we kind of just hit it off. And he was like, "Dude, let's get in the studio. Let's start working on stuff." So I've been working with him for about 2 years now, and I'm really proud of some of the songs we've got together. It's kind of an R&B pop kind of feel.
You're a man of many talents, my friend.
I don't know, a man of. I do what I can. I'm good at a couple things,
Sometimes that's all you need.
I'm really bad at a lot of things too. So, but I'll take it.
That's sadly the truth for me as well. So briefly, describe. General Hospital. What was that like? I actually grew up on that show.
Oh yeah.
My babysitter always watched General Hospital, One Life to Live, all the soaps when I was a kid. So I used to watch it. So I remember Luke and Laura and I'm not aging myself, but Luke and Laura's wedding and all those things.
Yeah.
I watched them as a kid. So it's so cool that I get to talk to somebody from the show. Now, granted, you weren't on the show when I was a kid, naturally, but it's kind of cool that the show's still on and you were on it. So what was that like?
Oh man, it was like the best training for an actor, I think, because it's just so fast paced.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, there's days you shoot between 1 to 3 episodes a day. So depending on the storyline and depending on what's going on with your character, you know, there were weeks where I worked every day shooting a couple episodes a day, and then there were weeks where I maybe only shot 1 episode. So it just kind of depends naturally where your character is in the world of the story. But I mean, it was priceless training. I mean, just being on set that consistently with really good actors. I mean, soaps don't get enough credit for some of the talent, you know, working on these shows because they're under such.
Well, especially like how difficult. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, like, soaps get a little bit of a, you know, a rep for being a little over the top or a little cheesy, and it's like, well, think about the speed in which they're being shot and the budget, and you know, it's not that there's, you know, the talent is phenomenal. I mean, some of the people I got to work with on the crew and the actors, and I'm like blown away, man. So yeah, it was basically it was a great opportunity, obviously, because it's a job and I was getting paid to do what I love, but also just the opportunity to just get to be on set with that caliber of people and working back and forth with those types of people.
So you get to be on a show that already is like a sort of established institution of something, you know. So it's you know, like that's I think that's exciting as well. It's like people are going to watch General Hospital. It's a show that people already know.
Right.
That's
right. Iconic.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting you said that, because it wasn't until I got older and I learned how movies were made that I realized just how intense it could be to film a soap opera. Because I mean, you guys have to probably memorize pages and pages of like dialogues and monologues, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. No.
And I think I'm saying I don't think people really take that into consideration. Or just like, oh, this stuff's so cheesy. But the truth is like you probably only have like 1 or 2 takes to get what you can, then you have to move on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a second take, something probably happened with like one of the cameras, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You have to really, really fuck up for them to go back and they will. I mean, you know, they get it. They get how the amount of pressure the actors are under with the lines. So there were times where, you know, I'd go, can we please do that again? Or, you know, but typically, like, to keep that show moving, everybody's got to be on point. You know, you get maybe 1 blocking rehearsal, and then you got to get the scene done. And it's in a way you kind of start to fall in love with that, because it's almost like doing a play. It's almost like, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to do all these scenes in a row, and there's not going to be a bunch of stopping. You know, filming a TV show or a movie, as you know, it's like, holy shit, we got to get a wide, and then we got to get it closed, and then we got to get dirty, and then we got to get an insert of the woman's wedding ring, and then we got to get it's like, no, all the cameras are, it's like you're filming a sitcom almost, you know. It's like on soaps, it's like they've got all the cameras preset, they know exactly what shots they're going to get, and you just do the scene. And there's pros and cons to that, but it's you know, you kind of start to fall in love with it, because you're like, wow, I just get to go act. We don't have to pause every time I say, you know, we get through a couple lines.
Actually fascinating. I never thought about that. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It can also be very bad, because sometimes you need to pause and do it again to make it better. You know what I mean? So it's catch-22. But
because I think it becomes sort of like a habit that sometimes you're just doing it out of memory rather than. How many cameras is the shoot with? 3 or 4 cameras? Do you remember?
What do they have? I think there's 4, because there's usually a couple on the side.
Okay. And
then they've got 1, you know, overhead that can do the kind of the pan downs from like the bird's eye view and move around.
Oh, fun.
So I think 4. I want to say 4.
I mean, that's a lot.
But it also depended. There were different sets. Like they've got, you know, on a soap, it's a huge sound stage, and they've got a lot of the sets are just permanently up. You know, like I was doing, So like the hospital set, like that's usually stays up, and then Kelly's Diner, that'll stay up. So certain sets might only require three cameras, you know, and then the bigger ones might have 4 or more. But
it makes sense, because it's like when you go see like a TV taping, it's like you gotta be able to change outfits and go right away. And so while everybody's getting made up into their outfits, the crew's moving over, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's such a cool thing. I think of all the things that I've done as a filmmaker, I've never been on a soap. That's my only thing. I've done everything else.
Yeah. Well, never say never. I don't know if, I mean, they've been on for 15 years.
That's true. Never say never. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I just haven't done it. So, listening to you talk about it is really exciting to me.
I think it's, any filmmaker or writer or actor, I think everybody should get the chance to at least experience, being there even on it for one day.
Yeah.
It's just such a different world from any other genre of thing I've worked on. Medium, that's the word. Yeah.
I knew you.
That's what I was trying to do.
So I know you have a lot of stuff to do, so I want to start closing up, but is there anything else that literally anything else you want to talk about? Because you have so much going on.
I just launched a virtual mall, which I'm excited about.
I did see that.
So I've got that going. My Facebook account and my Facebook fan page are currently hacked right now. So I've got my publicist is working around the clock to get those fixed.
Okay.
So you can't follow me there right now, but in the next week or so, hopefully those will be fixed. But hopefully
by the time this airs, by the time this airs, it'll be fixed. Right. We'll push everybody there, so that's perfect.
Yeah. So my Facebook fan page is Robert Palmer Watkins, and all this stuff that I'm talking about. As soon as anything's coming out or airing, I'm always going to post about it and promote it. So if you're following my pages and you check in, then you won't miss anything. And then
if they're not following your pages, they should be. That's what we got.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. And I got to follow you. I got to follow you on Instagram. My Instagram is Robert Palmer Watkins also.
Yes, I am following you. I knew that.
Oh, you are following me on Instagram. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm surprised that I'm following Instagram and I didn't know you sang. I said I'm embarrassed with myself.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because how would I not know that you, literally when you said it, I was like, what? I'm the worst host. I should know that.
I don't post. I haven't posted a ton of stuff. I posted 3 new music video covers.
Okay.
Like one every couple months, maybe 3 in the last year. So, you probably just missed them. It's not like I'm posting all the time music stuff.
I think when we talk more about your acting. So I think I just do that. Yeah. Right. But that's good. It was a nice surprise. You threw me off. I like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You're keeping me on my toes, bro. I like that.
So that's pretty much it. Anything I'm promoting will be on those pages. My Twitter's Robert P. Watkins. I tried to start a TikTok. I'm not really doing that great at it. I got to really commit some more time to learning how to do it. I just am so overwhelmed by all the different ways we can communicate now.
Yeah, but once you figure out TikTok, they'll just go on to something else anyways.
That's what I'm saying. I'm and
it's going to get banned probably, so.
That's what they were Trump was trying to ban TikTok, and I think it's sticking around. I did hear that ended up being able to.
But now the one everybody's doing is Reels on Instagram, which is basically just I think Instagram's version of TikTok.
Right. So I'm why am I going to go learn TikTok if Instagram already? I don't know. They need to figure this out. Can they all just join together as one company and pick 2?
The younger generation knows it. It's just there's got to be ways to connect it all. But every time I learn how to do it, they change it. I'm I give up.
Yeah. We're getting too old, man. We're just at that age where we're you know what?
I know these young kids and their damn technology.
Yeah. And now I know how my parents felt whenever they'd be like, I don't understand this. Google, what Yelp? What? I'm oh,
yeah. My grandmother used to call it. It wasn't when she got on Facebook. She's like, "Oh, you kids keep talking on that face space. I think I'm on that face space." I was like, "Okay, Grandma, you face space."
She's mixing up the two, MySpace and Facebook.
It was really cute. I said, "Okay, Grandma." She was adorable. Yeah, she liked it because we were all, at the time my family was playing Farmville, so they'd all have to send Farmville things to each other. Yeah. But she was realizing that everybody in the family was talking to, so she didn't want to feel left out. So she got herself a little face-based page.
Didn't she love that when my mom? It's crazy. I know my mom is totally in tune with Facebook now. She got an Instagram. She doesn't really do anything on there, but she checks in on what I'm doing, and I love it. I like it, but it is funny because I'm wow, my mom has an Instagram. Yeah, my mom. It's interesting. It's so funny because she didn't even know how to go back 15, 20 years. I had to help her learn search something on Google. My dad barely had an email. It was just crazy how much we've progressed and the past couple decades.
Dude, my dad still uses his Juno account.
Oh wow!
I was like, Dad, does it even work? He goes, yeah, it works just fine. I was like, okay, Juno. Yeah.
I have not heard the word. I haven't heard about Juno.
I know. He finally upgraded and got himself a Yahoo account. I was like, Dad, why can't you just use Gmail?
We had what was it, Juno, and then we had Net Zero for a while.
Oh, is it Net Zero? Yeah, Netscape. There's also Netscape, right?
I think so.
Netscape, NetZero, AOL.
That dial-up. Remember that when you had to like wait for it to dial up to get on and like.
Yeah, and you were trying to send an email and like your mom would pick up the phone and you're like, "Mom, I'm trying to send an email."
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah.
God,
dude, the days.
We got 5G now. You don't even have to do anything. You just hold your phone up and it's like, it already knows.
Yeah, it's sent before you send it.
Right.
It's fucking crazy. So one last question, then I'll let you go. Is there anything that you haven't played yet, like what you want to do? Any kind of character? Because I feel like you've done so much. But
let's see here. I mean, I think I don't know if I want to say one specific thing, because I think the reason I love acting is just because you constantly get to learn either a new skill or a new. I mean, like I'm about to play a rapper, so I'm gonna like kind of brush up on some knowledge about the hip hop world and what it would be like to be a rapper and to get signed and whatever. And then, last 3 days I play the action movie that's coming out that I'm in. I play an undercover cop, and we had cops on set, and I was going to the gun range and kind of learning about, I mean, I'm from the country, so it's not like I was totally ignorant to guns.
Yeah, of course.
But I definitely like learned more about how cops use guns and what the rules are and how they would hold it and where they're, So just stuff like that. I mean, I think any project I'm working on, I think it's fun to play something that I, as Robert, don't typically do, and whether that means you're playing a fighter or you're playing a surfer or you're playing an artist or you're playing, a dancer, whatever it is, it's you're learning a new skill. And I think that's really cool, because one of my problems was always like, well, I don't really know. I like so many different things. I don't know what I would choose if I wasn't an actor. It's like, well, just be an actor and you get to be all those things.
Yeah, I love that.
So I think that's my answer. But
no, I think that's a great answer.
Thanks, man.
My pleasure, man. And seriously, good luck with everything. I can't wait to hear more about what you're working on. When more stuff comes out, we'll have you on the show again.
Yes, please. This was a blast.
Dude, yeah, you're so much fun. I love it. I'm glad we finally really got to like.
I'll try not to delay it 4 times the next time we schedule one.
Well, as long as you're delaying it because you're doing cool stuff, I can't be mad at that.
True that. And good luck with all your stuff, man. Like, sounds like you've got some cool projects in the works. Don't forget about me.
I never forget about you. We talk all the time. We just never had like a cool in-depth conversation like this.
Yeah.
This is our first time.
Yeah.
So, everybody, please follow Robert and check out his awesome new stuff coming up. Again, this is Michael Colomb with Mimosas with Michael. You can check us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google. Basically, if there's a podcast platform, we're on it, as well as YouTube and IGTV. So, thank you to my guest, Robert. Have a great day, man.
Oh, yeah. You too, man. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Later, everybody. Happy pandemic.